Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome to the new show on Euphoria. Welcome to DICED, where we will talk about food and TTRPG. Maybe we will satisfy your hunger, probably not, we will just make you more and more hungry. I am Arsene, your host for this wonderful evening. I am a French white guy. We really needed one on this channel, and of course, I was chosen for the cooking show. It was only natural. And with me tonight, we have.
Hello, I am Jen Vaughn. My pronouns are she, they, and I am a light skinned white person with dark hair and I guess a kind of a dark background too, and like a dark lavender lip because I wanted to definitely smear all the food that I'm gonna be eating on live, with Arsene. So thank you for having me.
And thank you again to Euphoria for letting us be there tonight and invade their channel. You can find all of their social below. And, well, a little mise en bouche, a little entrée. Why not start with what's one of your favorite snacks from your home region or the region you live in right now?
Oh, from where I live right now. Okay.
Well, either one.
Either way. Okay. Well, I currently I'm an American immigrant. So I lived in Texas for a lot of my life, and I now live in Bordeaux, France. So the southwest region of France. And one of my favorite things is, if I'm gonna be honest, it's cheese. It's always cheese. Like I feel very like um silly, but the San Felicien or San Marcelin cheese, like these very small like I think they're goat cheeses that you can melt in the oven and then add a little bit of ciboulette or like a little green onion and then a little bit of tomato. They actually taste a little bit like they taste like they have eggs in them, which I think is incredible. And then one of the examples I have that I also brought was a tortue fromage. Do,
Oh,
do you know this one, Arsene?
maybe. It's looking a
Maybe.
little black.
Yeah, oui, that's the thing. So it's a
I
it's like
don't I don't know if this is burnt or not.
no, it's
This is
supposed to
weird.
be.
It's
It's
supposed to
sort
be
of
this.
yeah, it's like a cake and then they burn the top on purpose. So and then it's called turtle cheese. Tortue is turtle in French. Sorry, I'm saying it for other people, not you. I know you know.
Yeah.
And then so you can cut into it and then it's like a light spongy sort of cake almost, but you could also put mustard on it. You could go savory or sweet, especially with the carbon. So it's very nice. So I think yeah, it's mostly different forms of cheese essentially. What about wait, can you tell me or are all your food thoughts secrets?
Well, first I have a confession to make. I am French and I
Oui.
hate cheese. So
Oh no. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I was asking you if you liked or
No,
knew
it's
it.
I know I can eat, but it's really not my favorite stuff. Especially when oh god, one week at my elementary school, we went to the Munster Valley, which is one of the more adorant cheese out there. And during all the week, my nose was clogged with the smell of cheese, which some people, yes, me, uh,
Yeah. Not for oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but
but
oh yeah.
but one of my favorite snacks from, well, my region, which is Alsace, the one near Germany, which was sometime invaded, we don't know. It's called a Fleischnacker, which means a meat snail. Basically, it's you put some farce with some fine herbs, and you roll it inside a pasta, so that when you cut it, it's in the shape of a snail. and you cook it. You make it a little burn just in butter, lot of butter, one side, second side. Serve it with a bouillon, with a thick sauce, meat or vegetable, either
Mhm.
one, and a little side of salad, and that's one of my favorite dish from here.
It sounds delicious, but I have
It
to know,
is. It is.
would it taste as good if it wasn't in the snail shape, or would something else in the form of the snail shape taste just as good?
Well, I think it would taste just as good. It's just easier to put it in a big log and cut it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
just the shape that is very useful for that. And well, I don't often have the occasion, but I am native French.
Mhm.
You have come here for some time, so I really have some questions to ask you about what you think of our food.
Bien sûr, of course.
So, when you came here for the first time, what was your sort of biggest culinary shock? Your biggest shock when it comes to food here?
Ooh. The first time I came, I think it was almost 10 years ago. Um, and honestly, it was the amount of cognac that was everywhere that where I was visiting. Sorry, it's not. That's
That maybe is a region.
yeah, that was the region. That was the region. I was near Angoulême
Yeah, that's a region with a
in
lot of them.
the central north central. But the I think the amount of saucisson that I saw too everywhere, like cheese is everywhere, but it's the dried meat hanging from little ropes essentially, and just that
Yes.
they're not wrapped. And so
No.
in the US, that is like a that's a it's a loss waiting to happen. So I was like, oh my god,
No,
there's
no. The only wrap here is a wrap insect. It's just
yeah, the skin, yeah, the skin.
just the skin. But we have a lot of them. Each region has its sort of own variant of this. A lot of
Hmm.
them. So yes, usually when you come to the butcher on our side, there is only at least half of it is just this saucisson.
Hmm. um, and I will say the thing that I was forced to eat. I mean, I agreed to, but was sorry again, it's gonna be cheese. But it was mimolette. Um,
Yeah.
because well, it's one of the 8 illegal cheeses in the United States. Sorry to
Ah,
bring it up, but I'm a big
great.
fan of eating illegal cheese, like cheese that cannot be eaten there. So this one just press pause if you don't like insects or
Ah,
the sound, but they use a form of and I'll give you a thumbs up when it's ready. Sorry. But they use a form of spider mites to make the mold, which again or the to cover the rind of the cheese, and I thought that they would be, like, packaged, like, it would be like, there'd be a picture of, like, a "Arr!" And I was like, "Why would that be on the package?" So everyone kept threatening me with this cheese, and then I'd actually already eaten it, like, 3 times and not known what it was by the time of the big day. Okay, thumbs up, like,
alright.
everything's safe again. Sorry.
Yes. The package sometimes are. Do you want to eat the spider cheese? The what now?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
But that's a great transition because one of the questions I have, what a food we are well, we talked about snail, my little snail thing, but in French, one of the things we are known for is eating snails,
Mhm.
eating frogs. Is there any food here that on paper or just even the description you were like, no thank you, but you actually loved when you tried?
Ooh, I will say I have had French nails. I ate a lot in New Orleans too, so, like, French Cajun food, as well. It's where I also had alligator and frog legs. Um, I'm a vegetarian now, but I have or for cultural reasons, I tried the snails one time, and I was like, "I think people just like it because the amount of butter and pesto sauce," because,
Listen, one of the
sorry, not to
main
call you
thing of French cuisine is just butter. Put it in butter, lot of butter.
I made a pesto sauce from scratch, and my partner was like when he tasted it, he goes, "Oh, snails?" And I was like, "No, like it's just the stuff that goes on the snails." But sorry, to answer your
So,
question.
so,
Oh,
so
sorry. Yeah, you're like, "No, no, I have
for
to defend
everyone
this
listening,
person."
if you don't want to eat the snail, you just make the pesto and that's the same taste.
Yeah, yeah, just eat pesto. You'll be fine. Yeah. I actually Île Flottant, the floating egg island was the thing that I
Yes,
was very I don't think it disgusted me, but it confused me. And
yes.
then I realized it was like a very soft meringue on like a
Mary?
creamy pudding. Sort
Yeah.
of
I,
a very moist one. But
yes, it's I don't know it's the Zorneige, but it's just white eggs that are fiercely
yeah,
into a sort
whisked.
of
Yeah.
mousse, into a sort of way,
Mhm.
on that are floating inside sort of usually a French cream or crème anglaise because we like to change things a little.
Yeah.
That's usually that. A lot of sugar also, but it's a great dessert. It's just fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And ooh, sorry, I do have one more. Sorry. I know
No problem.
I promise you I won't like have an alternate answer for every question. But as a person from Texas, or Tex-Mex food, French tacos, I would pass by many places with French tacos and look at the ingredients and be like, nary a vinegar or salsa is on this thing. But then I found out, and then I actually tried them as well. But they were made mostly. They were popularized, I believe, by kebab shops trying to bring in new people using ingredients they already had. So they were using like naan bread or pita bread, kebab meat, and but also vegetarian stuff, falafel. And then they made sort of like a California burrito panini because they would put French fries in it too and cheese.
A
And I
lot
got
of
this
cheese, yes.
a lot of cheese, and I got the same satisfaction as eating maybe fast food Taco Bell after I had it. So I was like, that's the thing we'll go with, even though it's not
It's really
technically to
not the
me a
same thing.
taco. Yeah, it's like a burrito, but it's the same thing as like pad thai with Thai or Chinese immigrants in Thailand and stuff. It's like something people make with the ingredients they have, and then it becomes popularized. But I was
Yes,
like, all right, I get French tacos, and I will eat them now. So,
yes. They are one of the things I eat, yes.
oh, cool.
Sometimes when you just want something greasy and fulfilling, just like, all right, I'm just gonna take it. Feed me it. But yes, so yes, I was also a little hesitant first before trying them.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what are the most differences in terms of food you notice between here and Texas?
Ooh, the biggest differences, I think it's in the flavor palettes that we have, sort of. So, well, obviously, queso is like the big thing that Texas has that we don't have here, where it's like a forever melted cheese, but it's made out of a sort of it's a mixture of cheeses. But anyway, what I'm getting to is that the hot things that I expect to be hot here are not, but then the things I'm not expecting to be are. So you might not have very spicy, Thai food but mustard will be mouth watering, like or eye watering. It's like hitting the back of your throat, like the
Yes,
horseradish and other things in it, like absolutely, and it's delicious. The huile pimentée, the like hot chili oil, is found at pizza places in
ah
France, and that's
yes,
like
the little package they always give you. Yes,
yeah,
I
or like
I
the full jar, like
I never realized this was a thing you need showed in French. I thought this was everywhere.
no, I it might be in some places in the US, but it is not common. We're much more of a more pizza sauce, cheese sauce, ranch. Oh yeah, so like a marinara pizza sauce. I mean, so
Yes,
the hot like chili oil type thing that you can find at the pizza places in France, that's like I'm like, "Yes, this is it right here. This makes when you eat those pizza bones, like the crust, oh, it's perfect."
yes.
So
Oh, I didn't expect that one. I revealed this was not the one I expected at all.
oh, okay. Well, you can tell me? Or no, what you were
Mainly, for
expecting?
example, I hear a lot of things about the quality of food, mainly green stuff in the US.
Yes. Oh no, yes. The quality, absolutely. I think it's much higher here because of certain regulations you
We
have
have
as well.
standards here.
Yeah. Listen, we don't mind putting cardboard in food in the US. I mean, that's fine. So as we read about, the silk bags that tea is put in is like a carcinogenic, I'm like, oh no, we can't have anything.
Oh, shit.
The butter too, obviously, I think is a big, big change here. It's
Have you
fantastic.
tried flavored butter, like onion butter or
Oh, yeah, but I was doing that back in the US because I was one of those people where I was like, I'm gonna make a mold of butter, and then people have to, eat it. I said that like it was weird, but like,
no, it's
like
not. It's
yeah, I
not.
mean it is when you make it of someone's face who's attending the dinner party. So
Well, they did something to deserve it.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're like these 3D printers do come in handy.
Yes. What's a dish or a food that you discovered here in France that you just can't go without it anymore? Just discovered it and now you want it everything.
I feel bad. It's all cheese again.
No, I know we are a country of cheese. Don't. It's just me. It's not up to my. It's not just for me,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I know a lot of people like it.
Oh, my partner is from a place sort of near where you are, from Savoie.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
had my first croziflette thanks to him.
E-
So it's like for everyone else, I know but it uses one of the other illegal cheeses, Roblechon. um, and
What illegal cheeses?
I think because it's unpasteurized or it's raw, which might mean the same thing actually to the US.
It's cheese. It's rotten milk. It's.
You're actually the best person to get cheese through. You're just like, it's all the same. Listen, do you want your rotten milk as a
Listen,
solid, a
don't
liquid, or
don't tell me that you won't. Don't tell me that you refuse to use them because they are unpasteurized. Do you know what cheese is as a principle?
wait, I agree. Évidemment. Obviously. But yeah, so you use these little pasta made out of buckwheat sarrasin called
Yes,
crozet.
this little just a square of.
Yeah, it's just a square, a little slanted square. I think like a
Yes.
I forgot the word rhombus. And then the reblochon, some cream, some dry white wine, onion, and then you can put in jambon, like a little lardon, little pig pork
Little,
pieces,
yes.
excuse me. Or in my case, I'm using the like vegan version, which tastes exactly the same. Um,
Good.
and yeah, and it's a meal made for people who then have to go back out. Like this is the area Savoie. It's part of the French Alps, which is part of like all the Alps. So this is where the dogs actually go out and train with those little
Yes.
barrels on their neck.
The famous dog with the little barrels
Yeah,
full
yeah,
of alcohol.
the
Yes.
Bernese, I believe. Yeah,
Yes.
and so these people are like climbing up a mountain in the snow and like that's I guess that's it. Trying to find partners. That's why they had to find an American. So no. So yeah, it's cheese. Oh, concoyat. Sorry for the other people. It's a very runny cheese, and there's a version of it where it's blended with a bunch of garlic, and it's perfect. It's like if you want to keep vampires out and eat a low-fat cheese, concoyat's got your back.
If you want to keep the vampires out,
If I
eat
mean,
French. I
yeah,
think we have a lot of garlic in our food.
I think, but it's good. It's
It's
like
good.
it's
And
one of
that's
those
why we
win.
don't have a vampire problem.
That's right, and we're
Yes.
gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, keep
we're
it
gonna
that way.
we're gonna garlic rub the borders just in case, and around Paris. Excuse me, that's also one of the borders, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Paris is outside fence. Yeah. Get out. Well, that was some nice question. Let's talk a little more about TTRPG because this is still a TTRPG channel.
Mm,
do do you usually play here in around the real table and not just online?
I would say before COVID quarantine, I did all the time. Now that I have moved overseas, and
It's harder.
it's a little bit harder. I've been getting together some home games recently, and also running them for my partner who has never played them before. So he's a fan of The Walking Dead, and I think we're gonna do some Brindlewood Bay soon because
Oh,
that's one of my favorites, and I think everyone needs to play as a septuagenarian, a 7-year-old or 80-year-old grandma,
yes,
um, solving a
everyone.
yeah, everyone. So but yes, I love to play around a real table, and I also love to. I'm well, love to, but I feel like I don't know of a single like group meeting of people that's only going to meet for like 2 hours or 3 hours, and at the 3 hour mark, I'm like gotta have some food, like.
Yes,
We don't maybe someone's got blood sugar issues, whatever. Let's just we
yes.
like don't make it a thing where you people are like should we leave now or should
Now,
we just order food? Yeah.
yes. So for you, it's do you order food during the game? Usually, me at the club, we start with the meal together. Either we all bring something of our own or something we
Hmm.
brought along the way, or we do some special night where it's well for the Chandler it was trap for everyone.
Oh, try boo.
So usually we spend an hour eating together before a game.
Hmm.
You, it's more during, it's before, it's during, or it's never during the game that you eat.
It's often before, unless I've planned for it to be during for a specific reason. The game, one of the games that actually got me into tabletop role playing was Gloom by Keith Baker. It's a gorgeous card game where you can see through the cards. It's
Ah,
like
the one
Edward
where you're
Gorey.
just trying to inflict more and more misery on your character until that. I have this one. I have this one.
Yes, yes, yes. You inflict misery on your characters till you allow them to pass on, and then you do nice things to other people. So it's a beautiful game like that. Oh, pardon. It's good for depression.
It's good
And
for the gothic around you.
yes, exactly.
Yes,
But I
it's
would
a
like
got here.
I would when I would play that, or for some reason the longest farming game in the world, Agricola, I would always try to theme stuff around either the food I was going to try to make my farm about in Agricola, or for Gloom, I would do like a bone soup and like a,
Oh,
freshly grave turned cake and stuff. And that's what led me to tabletop role playing, because I would also make people be more descriptive with their characters in Gloom, because you can just read the cards and be done. But I was like, no, tell me a story with these cards. Like, be more descriptive about how the tornadoes full of sharks found you or whatever it is. So yeah, so I would say the same thing for tabletop games. It's not really eat beforehand unless it's specific, as in like you are. Well, even then, if we were eating before and I was going to make it about what people were eating, I would take some quiet notes.
yes.
Well, so I'd be like, the first person to grab this food, the first person to thank me for cooking. It's like I would take little notes, and then they would they would either get bonuses or different things. It's the same as honestly as like a dice roll, but it would be food based, and then I would tell them at the end, and then that just makes everyone suspicious, but it's also kind of fun. They're always like,
Well, it's the role of the GM to make the player suspicious sometimes.
"Oh yeah, you just put
Keep
out
them
like
on
a."
their tippy toes, you know?
Exactly, exactly. You put out a red and a white one at the same time, and everyone's just like, "Well, we know it's not poison, but we just don't know which we should take,"
Yes.
and I'm like, "Ah, yes."
Yes. One of the things I would like to do is instead of playing during, usually we start during the night at 8 p.m. And, or I never remember, but in the evening, I would like to play one afternoon a game of Wilder Fist, the game when
Ooh,
you hunt monster and then touch them. Since as the GM I can choose the monsters I will touch, I can bought a lot of meat. And after the game, after the monster is killed, there is a feast part, and I would just, all right, I have the meat. How do we cook it? And just do a little touching together and eating the meat in real life, like we do in the game. That's just one of the things I would like to try one day.
that sounds fantastic, and I don't think a single I think anyone that you're playing with would enjoy that because it's a
Yes,
different type of game, a different type of interaction, and you're still getting to play as well, but you're
yes.
just doing a little kitchen tip stuff too. I didn't. Actually, I need to look into that game too. Do you play Monster Hunter, the video game, at all?
Monster, I played World, I played 3,
Okay.
I played some. My computer doesn't have the specs to run Wilds,
Ah, okay. It's a little.
and that's
But,
a shame.
all right, because I was like, there's a lot of obviously eating monsters. I would prefer to have the Monster Hunter retirement home where they just go and I heal them.
I will say, Wild Fist, you can heal the monster, and they are, for a game about cooking monsters, they are vegan options.
Ooh, okay. Well,
So even if you are vegan, you can try, and even the killing of monster is more like a health thing that they are fatally ill, and you
mhm.
need to kill them before they infect all the rest
Okay,
of the
yes,
region.
perfect. Okay,
It's never
loved
just,
it.
on the contrary, you are punished if you are just killing them just like without reason.
Okay,
So even for
writing this
vegan,
down.
Wild of Fist, honestly, Wild of Fist is one of my big heart in terms of TTRPG of the last year. Really, it is a great one. It is a great game.
All right, got to do this now.
Yes, honestly, it's great. Especially when you fight with a giant pan.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Little yeah. I mean, and and we're talking about a cast iron, right? That is
Yes,
seasoned and never cleaned with soap. Yes, okay.
of
Just making
course
sure
not. Of course not.
we're not the monsters here.
Mm, certainly not.
Pas moi, not me.
Not jamais. Voyons. uh, we talked about meat. What do you usually drink around the table when you play? Well, around the table or when you play online?
um,
Talking for 2 hours is hard. What do you drink?
well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of water. So there's always like a break needed. If I'm running a game, and I used to have a show called there was a 2-hour stream, and every month we played a new game. So I would learn a new series, and that would have different people on as well. And so for that, it was like straight water, baby. And then the last 15 minutes, I'd be like, and here's my reward wine. Like, but it was just like, because I would let the people drink whatever they want and the same thing goes at a home table too. It's like whatever people want to have, like I want them to have it too. But if I'm running the game, I'm normally, having coffee or water or like tea. I guess a big thing here is sirop. So
Yes. A
syrup.
lot of sugar for maybe that, but yes.
Yeah, yeah. Although you put excuse me,
Use the
the
French.
entire country, the
French.
French, love putting it in flat water, and I don't understand. So I like to get some fizzy water, but that's
Well,
Italian soda
I'm not
style.
the most fan of fizzy water, so flat water was just fine for me.
Okay, I'm writing that down for when we play together.
Yes.
So perfect.
And I'm a big drinker of tea.
Tea, yes, love some tea.
Yes.
All the geeky tea places that exist now. Friday Afternoon was my old place in Seattle, but there's a bunch in Europe too. So
Yes.
yeah.
And I will say that one of the club I am in, one of the big goals of the president is to open his own sort of tavern, and he make his own alcohol. So we have little fruit liquor that he has.
Mhm.
Hey, do you want to try the strawberry one? Do you want to try the corn, the pig? Drink
Yeah,
up.
drink it. Yeah. I'm playing a Pathfinder game right now, and I am a I just forgot what I was. Alchemist? Nope, that's not right. Well, never mind. Forget I said anything. But I'm a I'm a
Let's
mixologist.
rewind.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I'm a
don't
my
play
character.
Pathfinder at all.
Yeah, no. I just usually am drawn to druids, wizards, or sorcerers. And this time I was like, what if I played something else? But then I was like, I'm not making bombs. I'm making cocktails. Um,
You are a mythologist.
yes, yeah, I'm a mixologist, and but I do a lot of lillet spritzes, honestly. So like a fortified wine type deal with some fizzy water and fruit slices. I
Yes.
think I think adding fruit to water just that's all you need on or not all you need, but like
Sometimes, yes.
yeah.
And speaking of games,
Hmm.
the players like to ask us questions we have no preparation for, like, hey, I don't care about the big hoot here. What's this guy in the corner name? So my question is, usually every fantasy game is tavern. What is your go-to tavern's menu for your players when you don't have any idea what they want?
Um well, if I am taking them to a tavern, like if I am preparing a menu ahead of time because I know that is sorry, not to be that, but that's like
Yes.
I
What?
know that's what they're gonna do. Like that's and also because I'm a big fan of puzzles. I'm that
Oh,
I'm that DM GM slash player. I would rather play a puzzle than combat any day of the week, and so I will usually put a puzzle in the menu or clues to something that they're looking for, so that way it's also fun with that. But yeah, it's the normal. There's some entrees. Excuse me, that means different things here. There's some appetizers.
yes.
There's some full plates, some big plates, and then like a special dessert. And then but like if you there again, there's secret things hidden in there and whatnot. So but usually you want to have at least one character's favorite food. Like I don't I don't know if you do, but as a GM DM, I try to like plan stuff far and you send out surveys at the beginning. Sometimes you're asked questions and you want people to know things or not know exactly when it's coming, but like sometimes if it's the tavern episode next time or the tavern it's like, okay, what's your favorite food, and then it's like put it on the menu, but then of course the tavern's out of it, so like
Yeah.
you got to put those tiny roadblocks, but that way they're like, okay, I know it's here, like so
Uh,
you're playing to one of the characters. um
I
there's
am
some
making
yeah.
notes for you for the future.
Yeah. Um, do you have a like a go-to menu you use in your games or just a
Usually, I try to depends on the game and the
Mhm,
region. Like for some games, you can't have really big menu because it's post-apocalypse and you don't have a lot of food.
mhm,
But usually, when it's fantasy tavern, um, wild boar à la broche.
mm.
Usually, that always well. Asterix the Goal taught me that one. This is regular. Little little, well, the usual charcuterie platter, cheese
Mhm.
platter that always works in a tavern, and small little desserts like a little chocolate fondant, the sort of things you can find in every bar and every pub.
I like yeah, you just gave a brasserie menu for France,
Yes.
and you're like, "Good," and then but, if you're not playing with French people, they're like, "Ooh, yeah,
Well,
tell me more." Yeah.
brasserie is just a fancier tavern.
Yeah, it's true. The chocolate fondant, or core
Yes.
fondant with the little melty bit. Hell
Ah,
yeah, that's
yes.
what I'm talking about in that cake, like I think we call it lava cake in the US or volcano cake. I'm forgetting
I
exactly,
think
but
I've heard that term, yes, lava cake. But yes, chocolate fondant is just you cook it twice, sort of. Just a chocolate cake, but the inside is just put the chocolate in and wait till it's melting inside. And oh my god,
yeah, perfect. That is sorry, just
yeah,
to go back to the food part. That's something you all have here at the grocery store is you just have those that are like you can buy 2 little containers of that for like €3 or creme brulee, and then you can just put it in the oven with a
yes.
little bit of sugar on top that, we hits the broiler. I was amazed. I was like, "Well, well, well, guess who's in trouble blood sugar wise."
We shall live like king and queens now.
I was like, "Ooh, 1 a week, okay." No.
For such a price, why not?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen, and speaking of menu, let's talk more about the next. You have to do a menu, but what you
Mhm.
serve isn't food. What you
Mm,
serve is TTRPGs.
mm.
Which games are your entree, your starter, your main dish, and your dessert?
Oh, man. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I feel like so time is no option in this world is what I'm hearing at this dinner or this meal.
Let's not talk about time. Time
Okay.
doesn't matter. Let's
It's a
talk about food. That's the
it's a
real
construct.
thing.
Well, first I think I'd do the appetizer, the entree would be something with minimal prep. So either something like maybe Fiasco, that's GMless, or like a one pager where there's not a like Honey Heist. So something that doesn't take a lot of time to start and doesn't have a lot of character building that has to be done ahead of time. So that way you can get it done and get it on the table, if you will,
Yes.
and to the kitchen. Main course, ooh, it kind of depends on what people want to eat that night because, like, are we doing sci-fi? Are we doing fantasy? Like, I think that changes what the game is. Um, because I'm a Pathfinder fan. I'm a Star Trek fan.
Well, let's take your first starter, your first one,
Mm,
and a main course that will go well with Honey Heist, for example.
ooh, okay. So if it's Honey Heist, in which you only have two stats, you're a
Yes.
bear and a criminal. So then maybe you want to reflect that in the second one. Also a heist. Oh, dang. But also not too long. Sorry, not talking to the mic. I might even go with like Mothership. Um,
Oh,
partially because I like sci-fi. You could do a lot of heists that way, but also you won't be hungry after you're done playing that game. Like,
well, you still want to be a little hungry because we have the dessert.
oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Yes.
let's die in space together is essentially the
Yes.
tagline of that. So,
Yes. Mothership is great. Let's die together.
yeah.
Honest. Well, I my character didn't manage to die, and I rolled the worst stat ever for the when I played. Just
Oh
the
no.
dice roll at the start was just awful, but he survived
Yeah.
to
Oh.
scare other people another day.
Ooh, that's good. Um, for dessert, I do want to go with something lighter but in tone. I feel like because you want people to I feel like if if the first course is fun, the second course is meaty, but also makes people
Yes,
gives them the feels a lot, then I want them to go home or end the night feeling happier and lighter. And then for something like that, I would go with Kids on Bikes or bubblegum shoe, essentially something where you're playing a child that
yes.
is a little bit lighter in that aspect, and where you're solving something that is possibly magic, but also possibly just a reflection of the real world that you can
Possibly
maybe
just
change.
the real thing that your kid's brain just transform into an adventure.
Yes, if I had
Yes,
them, yes.
yes.
So yeah, that's what I think I would do. Or, oh man, I might just put down the Brindlewood Bay trough and then make them just eat all 3 courses, like, with their hands tied behind their back. No, I'm kidding. "Please, who wants to play with at my table?"
Yes, that's a nice menu, honestly. Well, all great choices of game, anyway. And well, outside of this game, well, or not, but which game is the most appetizing to you, shall we say? The one that makes you want to eat the most, be it because of the monsters in the book or because of the most appetizing to you.
The most appetizing game, and now I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm, like, looking it up, because I even played it. It's Japanese. It was translated into English. Ryutama. Um,
Ryutama, it is just there.
yeah. Yeah. Mine's still in a box. I didn't come with that one for some reason. It's a PDF. I think that game, it's again, it's they based it on like some of the philosophical parts of Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli. The thing that the open AI thing. Yes, yeah, exactly. It's all about the if you haven't played it before, everyone, it's got a lot more for the cartographer is one of the jobs you can have where you're actually drawing pictures of the map because traveling is traveling is a big part of it as well as eating. And then there's all different types of dinosaurs you can have dinosaurs, excuse me, dragons you can have an affinity with as you level up. And I it feels like a cozy but also just a game where you can dive into the food. But I haven't played Wilder Feast, so now I'm like, well, but maybe
Yes,
they'll be head, excuse me.
maybe this is a great game to make you hungry. That's for
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, Ryutama is also really nice. Just eating on the road with your friends. It's just nice.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Next one. Another concept.
Mm.
You open a restaurant or a food truck with a peculiar concept. You are mixing a game session and a meal. What is your meal and game combo? What is the game you choose and the meal that you will choose with it?
Well, I never want to, as someone who is chubby, I would never want to do any gaming where I encourage people to eat as fast as possible. I mean, because
Of
like
course not.
those food eating competitions where they're just horking down hot dogs or whatever make me so angry. I don't know why. I'm just like, come on, like, um, so sorry, that was just game adjacent, but with food. So it's definitely never speed related.
Of
This type of thing, but I think I would actually. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would go with a game that already exists because there's so many options of what you could do with your food truck, including like the packaging that the food comes in or is laying on, like in the basket, that you could be like, this is the map, and then depending on like, just gonna assume grease is involved somehow, whether it's animal fat or butter or like olive oil or something. And so the grease sort of like maybe it's like it's a solo RPG. That's probably what it is, and it's based on what you chose, which you then find out, and then as you eat, depending on how much you eat, the mess you made, you basically it's food cartography, and it's like when people take pictures of their plates, their dinner plates after they've finished eating, or like paint palettes after they've made the painting. I feel like that's what this would be. It would be
Well, we just invented a new game. Now we need to be the first to write it.
That's right. It's called Not Clean Plate Club. No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
yes. This is a proof of concept. This is it. We have the copyright.
TM, yeah. First scene on Euphoria.
Good. And what is, well, since you are vegetarian, what is the monster or the plant from a TTRPG that you would like the most to eat or to cook? Just for the thrill of it.
Oh my god. I feel like half the plants I've come in contact with have then grown consciousness though, so I feel like even
Ah.
that I'm like terrified. But I would never put it past my characters eating the villain. I don't see anything wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with eating the rich and the bastards among us. So I feel like if that's an option, it's like, well, like there's no proof, no body, no proof, like no body, no crime. So
Well, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Here,
I
take another bite of it to make it disappear.
oh God, yeah. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. I don't I guess I don't have a great answer for that other than the villain. Although some of those big eggs that you find sometimes and you're like, "Do I?" There is that like humanistic meat eating. I don't know, there's that I wonder what it does taste like, and then you're like, "Or I could be nice to this egg and like birth a rainbow or something." So it's
Yes,
yeah.
I
But
think we can say humanicide because this instinct doesn't apply only to egg, but I mean, when you see some planes, and you have to realize one day someone just tried to eat that and then discovered it was something you can eat.
mhm,
So I
mhm.
think it's a really human instinct of what's the thing? Oh, I wonder what it tastes like. Beet, meat, beet, vegetable plant. no matter what, we like to put things in our mouth.
Yeah, I am usually the character that's like trying to figure out a way to eat something given to us by a strange hag or something, even though I know you're not supposed to. But I'm just like, man, like when is this chance gonna come? In the Pathfinder game I'm playing, Krifu is running it. Actually, someone else from Euphoria. We have the option to accept to get mermaid tails from a hag for
Oh.
what was most likely going to be combat, and everyone's like, oh, I don't know, we get -2 to all this stuff, and I was like, "When this has never happened to me as a player in, like, 10 years, what? Of course I'm doing it, like
I
like, what?"
want to try.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't so I don't have to get an a breathing underwater spell? Absolutely, I'm taking this thing right here, like, so that yeah, I feel like they're playing too well, they're like or, they're min-maxing with those stats, and I'm like, "No, narratively, let's do it," like
Yes, yes. Don't look at your stat. Look at the tail.
Exactly, yeah.
And speaking of tail, um,
Oh,
if you had to write a scenario, a module that is themed around food, what would you do? Like,
well, Arsene, bold of you to assume I haven't already, so
well,
sorry.
share with the rest of the class.
Um, um, so I actually and I've run this one a couple times, on stream too, but it was a breakfast table, so and
Oh,
it was the 3 different ingredients or the 3 different, parts of the meal, so first it was and then obviously they know what's coming by the second one, but it was scrambled eggs, and so it was like the characters were miniaturized, so then they had to figure out, like, how to survive this hot pan, and then there was, they came onto the second, level, and it was, they were being, they were like waffles, and pancakes because one character didn't like waffles. I made 2 versions for some reason, but
okay.
waffles also have those giant pools that can catch butter and syrup, and I'm just like, "Yes, absolutely. That's them's drowning grounds." So, uh, and then the last one was like hot coffee, or the hot drink, and so that's one that I've had some fun with for like a little. I don't want to say the word gimmicky, but just like a fun one shot to me. So where food's
It
involved.
sounded like a fun one shot.
Thank
So, job accomplished.
you. Basically avoiding trying to be eaten as well, because then there's only 2 ways to go.
You got to eat before you get eaten. Yeah.
Eat or be eaten. Oh gosh.
Uh, and we have one last question, but this one is a little particular because it's a random one. And you either have the choice of rolling a d8 for your question, or you can try to drink the potion.
Ooh, I gotta do the potion. I mean,
All right.
I have my little
So,
thing, but no, I want the potion.
for all our viewers out there, inside of this, there is a real die. I will shake, shake, shake it, shake
Love
my
it.
booty. And let's see, number 10. Let me just check on my list of results for 10.
Gotta have a random table or a table of random
Ah,
elements.
we are role players. We love
Um,
tables. And, all right. In Goblin culture, what is the star dish of the Goblin cuisine? What is the star dish of the Goblins?
Oh my god, I feel like goblins are right there with me with eating the villain or eating the like I
Yes, but sometimes the villains is hard to find, and you have to eat something in the meantime. You can't just go eating only villains because, well, sometimes it can take a month before you have one. So,
yeah, I again, I like goblin culture in general. I'm like, it's either a meal that's very wet or very dry. So like a thick
oh,
stew or just beef jerky or some type of jerky in the pocket, eaten at random times because they're so busy.
yes, and you just say stew, but stew is a lot of things. So, which ingredients go into the stew?
Okay. Um Oh man, I guess as a goblin myself, I would normally want everything chopped at the same size so that it cooks at the same
Okay,
rate.
yeah.
But I also have I've got a very full life. So, and I don't have the tools to do it. Like I don't have one of those slamming things that I keep. So, things are going to be at random sizes, but I'll still bite size. Like I've had stews where like the things are like twice the size of your mouth. And I was like, who is this
No,
for?
no,
This is
no,
not a
no.
goblin. Yeah. Not a goblin.
Not a goblin, certainly not.
Yeah. So, I think we got to go with the mirepoix, the classic, onion, carrot, celery, or whatever version of that leek, to create the base, and then after that, like a type of meat. I don't know, like wyvern maybe, wyvern, like a dragon that a
Like
goblin can
sort
actually
of
get. Well, sorry, yes, I knew
yes,
we were gonna get into it.
yes. Vibrant, yes.
Technically,
I think it would be a spicy meat dragon.
definitely,
Well,
but they would also definitely have a lot of spices. Like I feel like
yes.
goblins have like incredible spice cabinets made out of like stone
Ah,
and wood. 10,000%.
this is the
Um,
greatest secret of the goblins, the spice.
absolutely. Their spice is nice. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You want
Um, we- yeah, yeah. So it's got a bean base, a fake meat, taco meat, but a burger meat, and then the second tortilla, some enchilada sauce, cheese,
is
and
enough.
then after it comes out, you just throw on some tomatoes, cold, of course, because this
Of
is
course.
fast food, and some chives, and this is this and the crunch wrap is actually how I got my partner, how we got engaged, was because he loved my fake away
Okay.
food that I'd make at
Well,
home.
they don't need sound to see that it look delicious. Right.
Yeah. So, but
So
yeah. So
a
next
lot of
time, or
food.
if we ever hang out, I can do this for you sans fromage if you want.
Listen, I don't have something for Bordeaux scheduled yet, but well, if you come up here or if I go down, we'll organize something.
We'll figure it out. And
We
also,
will.
your hat looks incredible. I don't think I said that to you.
Well, of course, it's a chef hat.
The chef hat. Wait, the toque.
Really important purchases.
Oh, you weren't born with that hat? No.
Sadly, no, I wasn't born with a hat. I was born with a baby hat that needed to leave before the new one grew up in this
Oh,
one.
God.
Like baby teeth for French, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like, listen, you were like a hermit crab replacing your hats. Yeah.
Yes. Everything you see up here doesn't matter. Everything that is Arsene lives inside the hat.
The most important part.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is
thank
what.
you for letting me share my Mexican pizza fast
But
food
thank
style.
you for bringing it in. And thank you for coming to this show. This was our first episode of Diced. I hope you all enjoyed it. For me, it was delicious and terribly frustrating because I can't eat right now. So
Soon,
thank you
soon.
once again to this channel Euphoria for hosting this show. You can find all their socials below. And right now on their social you can find two things. First, application for disability panels for role players with disability organized by Kiran, I think. Apply for it to talk about your experience. And the Tweets Award nominations are opened. Go nominate the show on this channel because they're all great. Jen, can
Mhm.
you just talk us a little about your socials and your project?
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you, mods, for putting it up in chat. I just had that open. I am a cartoonist and a freelance tabletop designer and a video game designer. You can find my work over at Haunted Vault Studios. I'm at the Genya on all social media platforms that aren't run by terrible people. So Blue Sky, I guess. Uh, and yeah, you can see some of my games over at Haunted Vault Studios or on Drive Through RPG. And I had a fantastic time here today. Thank you so much. And thank you to our producer as well for all the magic that you've made
Yes,
happen. Sorry. Sorry, I
especially the
took that from you.
magic. It was a magic treat to do this show, yes. Thank you. I've been
Yeah.
Arsene. You can find me online as either Arsene Inc. or La Galerie Holist, my YouTube channel in French only. You can also find me in at Tumblr that is still alive with the blog Have You Played This TTRPG with new TTRPG each day to see if you have played it. And most importantly, I've been your host for tonight. Thank you all. And well, eat well.